Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Whoa. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Whoa.
Yo.
What up, everybody? What's good with y'all?
Welcome to the Blend-Ologies Show.
Yeah, welcome to the Blend-Ologies Show, where we blend everything from
Fashion, music,
art, and dance.
What you got for us? What you got for us, Red?
And everything else in between.
Without that good acapella, there's no mix.
Yeah, man, come on, you messing it up, Dick Hot. You don't let me do that. Okay, first, I'm beat number one, a.k.a. beat number one. That's beat number two. And Red?
Acapella.
Acapella. And together we make that blends.
Yes.
So that's what makes the Blend-Ologies Show. So welcome to the show. You're a well-received, welcome guest, now turned co-host with us. So we welcome you. Another week.
Glad to be here.
So let's
welcome to the show.
Got no guests this week. We just gonna, got some topics to speak about. That's what we're gonna talk about today. So, with that said, Early, you want to take it from there?
Sure.
What topics we have today?
All right, the topic that I have today, we're gonna talk about equality. Okay, as a topic, but most importantly about the queens behind it, as far as the females and the women, because I feel like with everything going on nowadays, I mean, it's always been issues and things like that, but now with everything with the Black Lives Matter movement and protests and everything that's kind of going on out there, I just feel like the female vision and word needs to be, put out there a lot more now, more than ever.
I agree.
So that is my broad topic, and, we'll
fully agree.
Get into detail.
I agree. Any other topics we have on the agenda?
Not really. Just segment.
All right, Clyde, your camera is off, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's going. It's
so today, what was your AKA for today, Cloud?
Say that again.
What's your AKA for today? What we calling you? Oh, Carolina Cloud?
Oh, yeah, I'm Carolina Cloud today. Yeah, it's Carolina Cloud. Like, you know what I mean? I'm out here in Carolinas, G. We doing it. You know what I mean? So
first and foremost, happy Labor Day to everybody. Sorry we're a little bit late, but we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
So we're here.
Today for Labor Day, there's no Pepsi. I don't promote alcohol, so but I do have something to drink. So if you see me sipping this, don't worry about it. But,
what's in there, bro? What's in there?
Can't tell you that because you might have to listen.
I'm gonna sip my tea on that.
Yeah.
Don't worry yet. I got my lemonade iced tea in here.
Like, wait, you know what? Cheers.
Let's do
that.
Cheers. All right.
It's the breakout show.
Yo, shout out to Louis Ave, Dead Black, last week's show. We had an amazing show.
Yes.
Didn't catch it. Go back to blackchambermusicradio.net. Click on, live shows, and you can watch our previous episodes.
Yes.
We have Wimpy B episodes up there, Dre Gat's up there, Hugh Hef's episodes up there. Basically all the episodes we've done. So go check it out.
I believe that for me, one of the dopest interviews, man, was Wimp for me. Like
that was a very informative episode, and for you DJs that want to learn the history of DJing in from Jersey City aspect, go check that out.
Yeah,
how the mixtapes was coming about, how it was back in the 80s and whatnot. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Check out the other episodes, and continue to keep checking us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to be notified when we go live. You know what it is. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go. we're starting with a topic that I guess is close to Red's. You know what I mean? And we all should be a part of it because of the blends. And so we're gonna start it with that. We're gonna bring it in with that. A blend was come from emotion. Emotion comes from energy. So that energy is transferred, and nowadays a lot of that energy is gone. So the topic Red has very close to all of us because it's based on man, woman, and child. So that's past, present, and future. So like yeah, Red, like tell us like how did what
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out before you said hold that thought. For those of you checking out us out on the radio station on Black Chamber Music, sorry, I didn't hit the play button. But we on live now on the station also.
Oh yes.
Continue.
We definitely live. So yeah, with that, like Red, like tell us like one, I wanna know like we wanna know why it's so close to you. You know what I mean? Not just being that a woman, because like a lot of women have different standards, and we know your standards.
I mean, my point of view, you know, growing up female, you know, growing up with a lot of male, you know, dominant males around me, there wasn't too many females around me, so I feel like this topic hits me personally, you know, in a different way, because like you said, the man, woman, and child, you know, a lot of females, women, the queens out there kind of look for the male, you know, dominant figure as the king to kind of look for support, you know, things like that. And I just feel like there's never really been like that bridge, that like gap in between where, you know, as far as the male side of things, you know, the king side of things, where it's kind of fully understood. Like we're kind of there in that standpoint to kind of, you know, cater and comfort, you know, but then when it comes to us, you know, I don't think it's realized, you know, how much is expected really out of us, you know, and as far as our voice and what could be said was a lot hard to do. I would definitely say back in the days, but being in the times that we are right now, especially with all these different movements going on, I feel like that's why I feel like the voice needs to be spoken now more than ever. That's why I kind of went into the hip hop politics, you know, that type of thing, because, you know, when it comes to females, this is what I mentioned to y'all like off air. The Queens Over Everything is kind of like a little movement, you know, that I'm trying to start. So the Queens Over Everything is just to kind of let everybody know. And it's not like, you know, it's a female thing and we don't, you know, care about the kings out there, but it's just a movement that kind of reminds you or helps you remember, you know, what the voice and what the message is trying to be said. You know, come together like a coalition, you know, type of thing.
So you believe all right, so let's talk about it. Let's get there. Let's like discuss it from both perspectives. You know, because yes, a lot of males, you know what I mean, are not in that position where they may be doing the right thing. Right? Now we gotta also take females. We gotta hold females accountable just as well. So So this is where we want to separate the two. That's because that's important. You know, what I mean, that's very important because when people are talking, sometimes they start talking about the same, talking about a good person, but identifying it with many people. So I think we got to change that first. So the fight that you're fighting when it comes to as a woman, a male should be there. I'm gonna give you a definition of how we would call it, and then tell us if that's what you feel should be there.
Okay.
You know, if a male gives the time and energy that it takes to hold the relationship down. But we got to know what a relationship is, I guess, right? Because the relationship starts with the friendship. If the friendship ain't there, I believe that the relationship can't survive because there's no friendship. So females have to reciprocate the same thing when it comes to queen and the king. But some males don't deserve that title. You know what I mean? A lot of them. But it's the same with females. A lot of females don't deserve the queen title. So I guess this is where we talk about it. You know?
Yeah, this is with the good and the bad, you know, side of it. You have
yes.
The good could be, you know, you're you know, raised by it, you know, taught a certain way, and you know that's just how you do. But then there's also the other side with the bad, where it's kind of like, you know, everybody, male, female, you know, putting the pieces together, trying to figure it out. And I guess that's where we kind of come here, where, like how you said, like basically how I would say it is, you can't compare, you know, that one person to many. You know, that one person, like you said, might have been brought up one way. And then many people, you know, because we got to categorize everything, many people might have been brought up, you know, a different way. So when that comes to that, I guess what we got to figure out, or what, you know, people have to try to understand, is how can, you know, the king and queen, you know, how can we all come together and understand it, you know, as one? Because it's just important, just, you know, for example, like the Black Lives Matter movement, and, you know, the men getting killed by police officers, things like that, for example. You know, like I feel like there's a lot behind, you know, especially when it comes to the queen part of it, there's a lot behind that, you know, there's mothers out there, that's their son, like there's so much behind it that, you know, isn't understood. And I feel like, you know, society, you know, the world out there just needs to understand, you know, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of, you know, and that could be the bad, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the bad, you know, wanted it that way. You know, we don't always pick and choose where we want to be at in life. You know, some are fortunate to be where they're at and some aren't. You know, so how do we all pick up, you know, the pieces as a nation, as a culture, and, you know, kind of figure it out and put it together? Mm-hmm. That's where we're trying to get at here, you know? So as a female standpoint, and then you guys, you know, as kings could say it for your, you know, version. For the female standpoint, I need to think that it needs to be realized, you know, a different way. You know, everybody comes from a different standpoint of things. And I know it's hard for people to accept change. But unless you accept change, I don't feel like, you know, you could get too far.
Correct.
In my opinion.
Yes, I agree with the change. You have to accept change. You know, it's always evolving. Everything's always evolving. So whether you like it or not, you got to accept the change. Plain and simple. I saw a post today, which was pretty cool, right? So the father gave the daughter a car for, I think, graduation or birthday, something like that, right? So he tells her, all right, go to the dealership and ask them how much they'll give you for the car. She takes the car, she goes, say, oh, it came back, they offered me $1,000. So he goes, take the car, go to a pawn shop, find out how much they're gonna charge you. Comes back, says, oh, they offered me $100. I said, now take this car and go to a car club. Find out how much they'll offer you for this car. Mm-hmm. Oh, she came back. Oh, people will offer me $100,000 for this car, this and that. She's like, it was a Nissan Skyline. What is it, Skyline? One of those rare cars that only car enthusiasts would appreciate it. And so the lesson was, know your worth and go where you're appreciated for your worth. You know, just don't accept the first offer or the first thing, you know. Search.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I was dope. That was dope. I like how that whole story went down. I was like, okay.
It's a real dope concept.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But when you look at the car, because there was a picture, the car was all looking all cruddy and dusty, like it never been used in years. But he said people was offering $100,000. I said that, well, right then and there, that's, you know, that car is worth something more than what other people may think of you.
Did he sell a car though?
No, but the moral story was to know your worth You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he sold the car though.
Listen,
But
I want to know if he sold a car, G. Because listen, the minute I make a phone call like that and that nigga tell me $100,000, it's done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? It's done, G.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's the part 2, I guess, of it.
I'm like,
But
tell
the
me
part
about
1
it
was
when I
the
get
lesson.
there. Yeah. Okay. And it is, you know.
Like, I know my worth, and I know I'm worth that plus.
Words.
Yeah.
So basically, know your worth. So you know, a lot of people.
That's the big issue.
Go to school for years and years, but then can't find that job in that field that they studied and spent so much money in. End up doing something else. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's definitely, you have to know your worth out there and know what your value.
But knowing your worth,
myself is, I do a lot of things. If you really know me, you know that I do a lot of different things. Like, other than, you know, I can DJ, I produce, I'm engineering, I'm producing the show, running the station now, this and that. But outside of that, I do a lot of other stuff. Like you said, oh, nice haircut. I actually did my own hair. I cut my own hair all the time.
I know that's right.
I got tired of waiting for the barber shop. Not the barber to be at the barber shop when I need him. And he say he will be there. So eventually I picked up the clippers and started doing my own thing. Put, you know, a couple of mirrors in my bathroom and I'm good. That's how I started doing my own hair.
That's what's up.
So,
see, that's dope, G. That's dope.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? That you became self-sufficient.
But the point I was trying to say is sometimes I even don't know even my own worth.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it has to take somebody else to point that out to you. Like, yo, we're worth something. Like me meeting Cloud and everything. He's like, yo, you're worth something. You know what I mean? You got a lot of talents and skills and whatnot. And a lot of people do. So you just got to explore it and put it out there.
Yeah,
because you have to want to.
That's the thing about talent, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes talent, the thing about a gift is it's unexpected. That's the whole thing about a gift, right? You never expected it. So
that's the true definition of a gift, you know.
Yes, true definition. I mean? So when you have it and not know you have it, it has to be from somebody else to tell you that you have it, to give you the gift, to open it up to you. You see what I'm saying? There's no way to open it up to you until I tell you. You know what I mean? Until you see, like, because for yourself, you thinking that everything is a talent. But when you have that thing, right? Like, everybody don't have the thing. That's why I don't get enthusiastic about everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody don't have the thing. The dudes is dope, but they don't have that thing. You know what I mean? And that's what repetitious is. You know what I mean? Because the talent is being able to repeat something at a great rate, at a great ability. You see what I'm saying? If I run track, that means I run track down the field every time. You ain't fucking with me. I'm coming down that field. You know what I mean? If I play football, whatever I do. But it takes the coach to see the person, because he could be on the field the whole time. Tom Brady sat on the side field for years before he got his shot. He gave one shot. This Tom Brady been on the bench for years, sitting there watching Drew Brees, what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watching him play for years. And they didn't know they had a superstar right there waiting. You know what I mean? That's why you always value your pieces. That's why I want everybody should learn how to play chess. Listen, I don't play chess. I play checkers. You see what I'm saying? Checkers.
Even if you're a novice, at least learn the movements.
Yeah, learn the movements,
you know,
because it's very important. That's why they teach it in college. That's why they have courses on it in school. They make babies play with it, because when kids know chess at an early age, those be the kids. You be like, he already playing you, like from a distance, because he's thinking different.
Think different. All right.
He don't think straightforward. He think
Mm-hmm.
angrily. You know what I mean? How can I get there strategically? You know. So our conversation, is rooted in, I believe, good habits, right? Let's just say good habits. You know, we have to start reinforcing and getting back to those good habits. I don't think we do it enough. But back to the women, right? In the nation, I believe like everybody's got it right when it comes to something other and bigger than yourself. Everybody got it right. Everybody. Every walk of life. I don't care who you are. It's the definition of that bigger than yourself is where everybody seems to differ at. You know,
Okay.
This is where we seem to differ because we tend to, we did something I don't believe should have been done. And I believe was sometimes things need to stay inside in order for me to give it to you. You know what I mean? A diamond is only rare because it's rare. The key word, rare. That's why it's popular. That's why it's most popular. So for me to give you something, it has to be, you know. So I think that when religion, because I say religion because it's tied to man, woman, and child through all of us. That's how we all are tied and linked together. We just sometimes lose the value of what the word means. So I guess we have to get back to that. So this is what we're doing. So, but we have to start here, I believe, like the elevation of knowledge of what we know. So when I say we have to, like, a lot of the habits that we had in the 90s, these kids don't have, right? And if women like yourself, y'all have to be in the fight to help fix, because a lot of the women, look, we punks when it comes to a woman. Don't get it fucked up. I'm just saying, we're punks. We get tender-handed and when it comes to a woman. Nobody go in the house hard as hell. If they tell you that shit, they lying. Nobody go in the house be like, yo, what's up, babe? Hit you in the head. Nobody do that. But nowadays, the women now are taking the front seat and feeling like that's the place, like they're taking the place of the male because of the mental instability of the black male.
It's been going on for a few years. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why
it's been like a switch.
Yes, a total switch. Before it was because the baby mothers of these whack, what you call it, you know what I mean? They're not doing things. They're not some. All right, because I gotta go back to because that's too far ahead. You know what I mean? When we talk about that, that's too far ahead. See, we just jumped too far. You know what I mean? And yeah, because that's because we have to stick where it's at, right? And that's why I started with the word religion.
Stability is where it's at, like you were saying.
Yes, because we have to stick there. And the only way to be stable is to know the mathematics of what you're creating at that time, right? Very important. So if you know yourself and your woman knows herself, that's equal stability, right? The minute that balance comes off, something is going to be unequal, right? So the balance never going to be there. I told you, a man without a toe, he going to see it. You're going to see that off balance. Remember, you know what I mean? But a man without a pinky, you might not catch that. You might not. I can walk it past you. But at the end of the day,
that big toe?
Yeah, that big toe, my balance is all off. My balance is
gone. Your balance. And it's funny, that little ass toe.
That little toe don't really mean nothing. It means something for the look. I think it's for the look. It just completes the look. You know what I mean? But I don't think I
That
really
big
need it.
show
You see what I'm saying? But
will
I
throw
think
you
no. I
off.
think
Yes.
when it comes, see, when I come, I told you before, we're punks, right? When it comes to females, right? We don't have no power, right? We can do it. We can say we have power. We can say we rule the house. We can say we do all that. We just playing because we know at the end of the day she rule because but she got to be dope. Now let no slut rule me. I had to say the word to give you a definition, right? Because a wife can rule a dude all day. Walk him down the street, they don't care. He gonna go to the store. He gonna get everything. But when you bring certain characteristics to a relationship, that matters. It doesn't matter how you see it, because we only came to a relationship. We said, "How you doing?" and everything went from there. We in a whole relationship, but y'all already had a whole plan. It was a plan. I'm gonna get this, get that, this, that, this. We still stuck in the how you doing stage because we like, yo, we still like you. like we still in a certain stage. Like we ain't even get past that yet. Y'all already ahead of us. We still like this. Like, you know what I mean? And before you know it, you married and everything. So I'm not saying that's wrong, because that shows you the tame in the man. How you tame them. Y'all can tame us real easy. You gotta be dope with your lyrics. You gotta be dope with your words. You gotta be dope with your posture, and you got us. You know what I mean? But if you not, and you in the street doing this and doing all that, and I peep that, them jeans that night, that's it. Like, and sometimes them jeans that night sometimes end up wrong for dudes, and that's what's happening right now. They get in those jeans that night and making them into baby moms and leaving them because it was never chemistry there. They never wanted the thing that we're talking about. And this is where we have to get to our, you know what I mean, young men, you know what I mean, and young women. You know what I mean? It's a lot out there that have a different grind about themselves now. We come from a different grind. We come from a different woman. We come from a whole different woman. You know what I mean? We come from a whole different, you know what I mean? I'm not saying the docile, submissive. I'm not talking about none of that. None of that. We're not talking about none of that. We talk about that comrade that's rock with us. When we rock, listen to R&B songs, while I'm down, playing the Donna Ross and what you call it back. You know what I mean? Her. You know what I mean? That one that really rock with us. That one a cappella. You see what I'm saying? That's the one we rock with. You know what I mean? Dudes got a mini acapella. You got acapella don't even fit with beats. You know what I mean? It ain't even fit. It'd be like, you know, that don't even go. Like, how they get together? That don't go with that.
Riding the beat.
Yeah, they'd be like, what? Yo, the beat here, and then they here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So this is where we have to come.
Hold on. The beat is on what, 45, and the acapella's on 33.
That's it, like yeah. That's it. You gotta slow it.
It's way off.
It's way off. But look, the whole science is neither one of them can peep it. Neither one of them is willing to say it don't fit.
That's real right there.
You see what I'm saying? Neither one of them, because it's an opportunity in there somewhere. So we got to kill opportunities. Like, I smoke cigarettes, right? I'm going to tell you how I stopped. I killed the reward because I noticed I was rewarding when I was smoking them. I get something to eat. Finish eating, drink, I want to smoke a cigarette, right? Go to the bathroom, I want to smoke a cigarette. Anytime I got antsy when I'm about to do something, I want to smoke a cigarette. I said, hold on. Nah, I'm going to do what I'm going to do and kill the reward of that. I'm going to see what happens. And it worked. I stopped rewarding because I was only smoking during a reward of something. I was rewarding the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this how I stopped smoking cigarettes. Cold turkey, nothing else. And I did it in a dark place. So don't think I did it out here in the glory of things. I did it in a dark, dark place. You know what I mean? So with the women, I believe on both sides of the coin, we have to go into the relationships whole. You know? Like a whole person. Like niggas, everybody using that word, so then we need to use it for what it really means. So I have to be a whole me before we can be a whole us. You have to be a whole you before we can be, you know what I mean?
What happens if you're whole?
Say that again?
What happens if you're not whole?
Then we can be friends until that happens. That's why I told you the best part is the friendship. Yeah. That's the best part. You know what I mean? But when we say relationship, we're crossing the threshold. We're cutting everybody off. That means that we're cutting people off. There's a line, there's a cutoff, there's a boundary that happens when you use the word relationship. There's a boundary that happens, right? Pookie can't come over with Bucky and them with the whip, getting you out of the house. That's not going on, because now you in the house with, you know what I mean? You in the house trying to do what you call it thing. So now you give the most time you can to show that you wanted to be in that what you call it. But some of them don't work out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the woman be thinking that it's gonna work out, so we're gonna keep it going. The man already told you from the beginning, yo, I'm just here to see if it's gonna work out, and I'm with you. But when he see what he sees, don't be mad at him sometimes, right? Because it happens. Because y'all level of how y'all supposed to meet never happened. You know what I mean? It never happened. So it has to be a grace period. Everybody has a grace period. Even people that says, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna marry you and I'm engaged to you, in your head, you already expect, okay, that's about 6 months down. You already got in your head, just start planning, right? You already got in your head, right? Because I already proposed to you. You told everybody in your family. So that means that now that's when the clock starts. Because now the dude is like this. Okay, you know what I mean? What I'm gonna do. This is the female's thing. So a man has to understand, and a woman has to understand the relationships they're in and they're going to get in. The woman always has the power. The man, we're the punks. Don't get it fucked up. It's at the end of the night, only one person gonna know what's gonna happen. The woman. Listen,
the comments made by Clouds are those of Clouds only. Yeah. I ain't no punk.
Yeah. I am a punk. Listen, G. I tell you, listen. I tell you this. I tell you, come to my house. Come on, come in the house. Come in the house. When you live by yourself, look, I'm telling you, watch this. We live by yourself, right? And dudes come to the house, right? And you live with dudes just come in the house, they go in the refrigerator and everything. When you got a woman in the house, dudes ring the bell. They ring the bell before. They ring the bell, right? They ring the bell, stand outside like this. Yo, you be like, yo,
what's the
Is wifey here?
Wifey here? You be like, your wifey here? Right? You be like, now come in, yo. You walking like that.
Say hi to you first.
Yeah, of course. Yo, we see it. Yo, how you doing, Mr. Such and such? This and that. Go in the room. We ain't talking loud. We talking low. You like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Everybody. So don't get it twisted, G. You walk a straight line when wifey is in the house. Don't get it messed up. But if you're not by yourself, everybody around the house chilling. They calling everybody on the phone. They like, yo, what's going on? This and that. You on the couch. Like, they're just chilling. You can't stop them because this the crib. But woman brings order, G. You know what I mean? She brings order, especially if she's a dope woman, G. You know what I mean?
The first time wifey went on vacation by herself without me, yo, it was like a party. Every time I come after work, everybody was in my house. Yo, we just chilling.
Listen, that's like games and whatnot. That's like mom's going to work. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't get it twisted, yo.
Yo, mom's ain't home, yo. We cutting school today.
So basically, you need to be a whole person with the right person.
Yes.
That's what I got out of that.
Yes. If you're not, it ain't going. It's going to go left on you.
And a lot of us, I feel like, force ourselves, like you said, to be with a particular someone, and it's not for us. And I feel like it's hard for us to kind of knock that because we have a void.
And don't get it twisted. You can outgrow each other.
Listen, peep this, right? You ever see two males hang together, right? If they hang together all the time, that means one of them is alpha, one of them is a beta. Mm-hmm. Two alpha males can't hang together all the time. Mm-hmm. It's too much stuff there. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They both bosses. They can't two stars can't be in the same space. That's how the universe works. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if my dude with me, you know what I mean, best believe people know their position in the universe. You know what I mean? That's how you be in harmony. So if you with a woman, if your woman is a woman that's like, she may like beta males. She's like, I want a simple man. You know what I mean? I want somebody that, what you call this, that, this, and that, this, and that, this ain't. Okay. When you want an extreme man, it's different. Because that's different criteria. These are top alpha males. Top.
Not for everyone.
Yeah, man. These are top of the line meat. Nigga, top of the line. We doing top of the line things. So don't be like mad, but who you going out with? Tyrone again? Yes, going out with Tyrone again. Yes, me and Tyrone going out. Tyrone always coming to get you. You know what I mean? Because Tyrone got the car, Tyrone got the house, Tyrone got everything because he's the top alpha male. And when the beta males go with the alpha male, what happens to the household? You know what I mean? The girl be like, yo, man, you going out all day. What, you a sucker for them niggas? You know what I mean? Now she like, now.
Yeah, then you get all kinds of accusations and shit.
Yeah, now because now you thought you was an alpha male. Now your woman just alpha mailed up on you. And you like, oh, what you mean? Because you peeped this game the whole time, but you never told him. Mm-hmm. That's on you. That's on the woman. You should have been told him. You should have been told him, babe, you ain't like that. So come on. We just going to go out and chill. But some women see the difference. So, you know, I don't know. That's what I get from it. What you get from it? Like, you know,
what you got, Spin?
I just think it's two-way street, Spin. What you
got, Spin? Because I got something to counterpart.
I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to hear what you're going to say first, then I'll say my version.
No, go ahead. I got to get my thoughts together.
Yes.
So basically, the whole friendship thing, like how you said, I'm going to bring that back up again because I feel like that's important because you have to be friends first, you know, to make that type of relationship work. And when I mentioned the pain and everything earlier, that's because I feel like everybody has a void. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a history. Everybody has, you know, but I feel like a lot of it has to, like how Spin said, you know, kind of know your worth. Before I feel like we even have to know our worth, we have to know ourselves and want to know ourselves and like appreciate that self-love. Like, and I feel like a lot of us lack that. Instead of getting to know ourselves, feel ourselves, and actually know who we are, we kind of look to society and what's going on. And, you know, we try to match and compare. And I feel like that's why it is what it is today, you know, with these younger ones. I'll use them as an example. And kind of what's going on, and you know how you have mentioned some names and things like that, like as far as the females and things like that go. The reason because that is what they see, you know, and you could be growing up on the bad side. We had mentioned the good and bad, right? You could be growing up on the bad side, but it's only going to take yourself to want to do, you know, that part. And when it comes to yourself, it's a lot of hard work and it never stops, you know, until you stop breathing, like it never stops. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I move. And every time I speak, I feel like that's what you know, my voice I try to put out there. And I feel like, you know, the queens, males, you know, kings, everybody, like we just need more of that self-love, you know? And I feel like that's really where it starts. And with times right now, more than anything, I feel like that needs to be the main focus.
Indeed.
So whatever stage in the game you're in, married, single, whatever, like, you know, everybody, like it's okay, even if you are married for 25 years, to kind of tap back into yourself and be like, what can I do? What can I improve? What can I, you know, what can I do for myself and to help, you know, others? Because when you help yourself, you kind of automatically, I feel like, help others that are surrounded by you, but the right people, you know? Learn how to pick your circle correctly. You know, that's a big thing too.
Yes, indeed.
And I can go on and on, so.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, you're absolutely correct. because like the women, even with the men, like yeah, okay. The one thing you understand about a man, and a lot of people probably don't really realize this. We're only connected to one person in our whole life, and that's our moms, right? A woman can connect to many different things, meaning she can have many kids, and she'll cut each of those kids from her actual body, and those kids can go into the world and reproduce. The male, we only connected to that one woman, so our connection, we only feel that one thing. When it comes to a woman, she feels a little different than we feel. You know what I mean? And I think that's the physical connection when it happens with the kid, because the kid was actually a part of the woman. We was never a part of the woman. We just supplied this. We just fertilized the seeds to make that happen. I believe. You understand? So our connection is different, and we're put in the world quick to learn. You know what I mean? And we learn slower than females, right? Because we trying to do something else, like at a certain ages in our life. You know what I mean? Some chilling, some trying to find things. But one thing I do know a good man tries to find is direction. You know what I mean? A lot of men trying to find direction, and a lot of men find it. A lot of men don't. The ones that don't, some of them, I'm saying, some of them you like. You know what I mean? Some of them become the dopest rappers, the dopest artists that, you know what I mean? Those movie stars. But those are the ones that went against the grain of what they're saying, like what society wants. You know, I think right now we want society, like these kids are going in a different direction than what we came from, because it's faster. They're having threesomes at 14, G. Like, they'd be like, threesome? I'd had a foursome already. A foursome. Like, they already there.
Yeah.
They already there, G.
Yeah, they're surpassing us on a lot of
like,
things.
they already there.
I had to hit the TV at that age.
Listen, man,
well, I mean, we didn't have the technology that we have now back then too. So
at that age.
Yeah. So
you know,
listen,
all we had was a TV. We maybe one person out of the whole family might have a video game or something.
Yeah.
And you got to share that video game with that. You know what I mean?
We learned quick, but we learned. See, look, but those helped us, man, because it helped us develop hand skills, like develop skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in the 90s, especially, well, I'm a 70s baby, right? So we built everything, G. I'm talking about we built go-karts. We needed a car to go to the store. We built that shit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We go in the store, like, and then we got to the store. We noticed that, hold up, we get that shopping carriage and put some pillows, stuff in that shopping carriage and push people around the shopping carriage. So we had the shopping carriage thing. So we go back. We had to go build a clubhouse because we couldn't be in nobody's house. So we built everything that we was around. You see what I'm saying?
Without YouTube.
Yeah, without YouTube. Listen, trampolines, man, we built trampolines. We had to wait somebody to move. Well, that's another mattress. That's another mattress. We got 4 mattresses. We coming off the roof. Like, wow, like we listen.
That's when wrestling was big. I remember.
Stop doing some Mick Foley thing.
Listen, G, listen. We come on
jumping off the roof.
We wanted to play basketball. Listen, we got crates, man.
You took a crate, cut it,
yep,
and try to bend it, mold it a little bit to a circle as much as you can.
So because that's not knowing nothing, but being a part of everything, right? We didn't know nothing, but we knew what it was. Stick ball. Listen, the stick is this big, G. Okay, the stick is that big.
Take the stick off of your mop or the broom.
Yo, the stick
and
is look,
bro.
The stick is no bigger than this.
Show that again. Show that again. See, you ever play tops?
Yeah, play top. Yeah, tops.
We used to take the milk carton, the cap from the milk, and then put candle wax or you put clay in it to make it a little heavy.
See, the females is playing hopscotch, and well, around our way, peep this. Around the way, and this is on the same topic. back then the females had something to do, right? Because all right, if you was on the block doing something, like every block had something, like so we have what you call the boom check girls, right? Now I don't know if y'all know about the boom check girls, right? They'd be like boom check whatever, and they keep saying it, and then they rhyme with it, and then they say my name is such and such, and then they'd be like nah 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 and all that what you call it, and it's a cheerleader squad. Every block had one, G. Right? Every block had one, and you'd be like, here come them girls from Boxwood coming around here, and they coming, we was like fans, we the little boys on the bikes, like, here they come, they coming around the bike, we coming, we riding with them, like, I ain't gonna do nothing to get up there. It's a circle. That's collegiate. That's collegiate hood sports. You see what I'm saying? And we're not even realizing it. You know what I mean? These girls are battling each other. That's cheerleaders. You know what I mean? That turned into steppers. Steppers turned into it. You know what I mean? What you call it? So it's a whole business for that, and we let it go. You know what I mean? We let that go.
It's a different topic, but the climate of the state between in different cities within the police and the community, that played a big part of how things got changed. And I'll leave that right there.
No, you're right, because we couldn't even. Well, no, the females could dance, but the dudes.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, once there was a congregation of kids or whatever, here comes the police breaking up. Oh, y'all can't. Y'all can't. You got to disperse.
Exactly.
And it kind of took. It's probably why we're in the space we're in now, because they made it hard for you to go outside, to even hang out and play outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you got
living on the hill was Jewish.
And now we are adults and we have our own kids going through that. We keep our kids inside. So now they don't even go outside to play baseball, play football, whatever it is, basketball, without being harassed. No, y'all can't be here. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that. Somebody's getting beat up. Somebody's getting locked up or whatever. So, but that's a different story, different day.
No, because it all fits in with the.
Yeah, it goes with it.
Yeah.
No, but it could go. It could go left. So yeah.
No, because it's talking about we're talking about the man, the woman, and the child.
But again,
the woman affects the child.
Yes,
tremendously.
Again, we came up in a different era. Like you said, you were from the 70s. I'm not sure what era you were from early, but we came from, I guess, the dying part of where a mother would stay home, feed her home, take care of the home and whatnot. That was her job. She wasn't out in the workforce per se, unless you maybe was a single mother. But for the most part, a lot of women were home. And growing up, it changed. Like I said, we were the last to probably see that. And then, as things progressed and got more expensive, women had to start working just to survive and make ends meet. Or women have, just to provide to help the husband, just to pay the rent or the mortgage or whatever, car payment, because everything became so expensive. So the fact that a parent was always home, that disappeared. Now there's no parent there. So it became like almost lawlessness in your home with the kids when you got no parents. It's like, when the cat is out, the mouse come out to play. So that played a part also. I mean, and then you got drugs, a bunch of other stuff, but.
Well, shit. Half our generation, like, shit. Look, we didn't start smoking weed until what?
I didn't.
Like, I was like 19, G.
Yeah.
Right. I was done with school. I was done with, like, you know what I mean? I'm done with all of that already. So, like, I don't think that I would be able to, like, be in school, G. But these kids nowadays,
we were policed by our own parents and the neighborhood because they were home.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
what I'm
they're
saying.
not home,
So,
they're not policing these kids. You know, I remember if you were down the block, if you lived up the block and you were down the block and you did something, by the time you got home, they already got that phone call from somebody else. One of the neighbors, already, yo, your son wilding out down here, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So by the time you probably got an ass whipping down there from that parent, and then you come home, you get another ass whipping.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the era we came from. No, literally. Or, I mean, you may not get the ass whipping from down the block, but it's definitely when you got home.
You got, man, listen, man. That's how it went.
Definitely when you got home, best believe your mother knew about it because she got a phone call, and she got that long ass wall phone with the long ass cord that could go all the way outside, waiting for your ass. Yeah, I see him. He's coming down the block right now. Okay, thank you.
True.
You know.
Listen, G. Listen, that's how I go. That's when the village. That's when the village raised.
Yeah,
that's when the village raised.
Village raised.
Yeah.
Sounds like together.
The community.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, you was able to police yourself a little bit better.
And
you didn't have to always have the police involved. What they always hello?
I'm still here.
I think we just lost Cloud.
So.
But yeah, we police each other in a sense. So I grew up. I didn't really grow up on that block, but my cousin did, and I was there a lot. So on Bartholomew, everybody knew each other. So when that pump opened, you see everybody outside. We all playing, riding our bike. Yo, car coming, move. Everybody dispersed, move out the way. Once that car passed, all right, back to what we was doing. We didn't leave that circumference of that block. We come back in.
Even back in the day, cars knew not to drive down certain streets, because kids were out there. That was the block.
Especially in the summer, man. Don't pass them with Bartholomew. That was the block we used to be on. Mm-hmm. That pump was right in the middle of the block. So you come by, you get sprayed, you get your car washed free of charge.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
So from one end of the block to the other end, that's it. Yeah, we hear you, bro. So it takes, like you say, it takes a village to raise these kids, and that's not there anymore.
That don't happen no more, and that's what we need.
At all.
We need to. Okay, this is what we need. We need to.
We have to start taking responsibility for our own community instead of leaving it for the next person, to the next person, the next person. Thinking that they're going to take responsibility. That's what it is. So we just keep passing that buck, looking for that next person to do it, instead of everybody doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, society these days expects so much out of it too. So I think that that has a big part.
Look, watch this. The nose. I'm telling you what happened with the society. Nosy people are gone, right? Nosy people are gone. The bullies. The bullies are gone, right? The bullies are gone.
No, the bullies went online.
Yeah. Half of them went online. But listen, the nosy people, like we had a lady named Miss McKnight. Shout out to Miss McKnight. Rest in peace. I don't even know which call, but I don't want to say that she. You know what I mean? But shout out to Miss
every
McKnight,
block had one.
Like
every block had one.
She was the block association lady, right? However, she was always in her window. So we little kids, we trying to play. It's a game that everybody probably played 7 minutes of heaven, right? So, or dare, double dare, all that, the dare game, consequences, probably to repeat, all that stuff, right? So, but we can't do nothing with Miss McKnight in the window. You see what I'm saying? Like, she in the window, G, so she got to get out of the window. So we kind of like, we can't even do nothing. No, she saved a lot, G. We couldn't even do a lot, like, because she's in the window. And she's going to be in the window for a very long time, G. So
that phone there, the phone is right next to her.
She put
the pillow.
The pillow.
Yeah, you got the pillow,
The
a
pillow come
phone,
out.
a pack of cigarettes are probably right there too. She smoked.
Cushion seat.
Yo, it was a
Everything.
routine. It's a
Everything.
routine.
She's coming out to say, I'm about to watch what these kids are doing. That's our whole purpose, right? Nowadays, you don't even have the windows in some of these apartments. You know what I mean? They ain't even got the windows up. But get in the window, they be like, man, get out of that window. Why? Man, Tom and them out there. So what? Man, you want to say nothing to you, just not. So now you closing the window. Now you don't want to go in the window. Now the mother don't want to go in the window. Now the grandmother came from down south don't want to go in the window, where she would go in the window because she don't care. You know what I mean? But she don't want to go in the window now. But this is the problem now, because there's no more senior community, like, you know what I mean? They're the caretakers of the community, regardless. They're the caretakers. They always been. If we don't hold them to that, society's never gonna like go back, because the generation before it never is gonna see them as dinosaurs, right? And never try to get the information from them. That's why they don't listen to stylistics and what you call it. They don't never heard about it. They're like, stylistics.
Who
Look,
that?
Who that? You see what I'm saying? So this is very important when it comes to I guess when we're trying to like grow a community. You know what I mean? We got to know exactly, you know what I mean, exactly where it's at, right? So I believe there's a problem, and it's called anti-social, right? It's a disease. Seriously.
It's funny, but yeah, but we so social on social media.
Yeah, listen,
The
that's what I'm
opposite.
saying. Look, antisocial, because look, antisocial is okay. I'm gonna show you what it creates. If I'm antisocial, right? See, I'm antisocial, and I live on a block, and I go this way, a bunch of kids are hanging this way. I go this way, a bunch of kids hanging this way. If I'm antisocial, I don't mess with them. I don't mess with them, right? They cool. I don't know what they do, right? I don't know what they do. I got no. I don't know nothing. However, I had a kid now. I got a new girl that don't know them, right? I moved on the block. She can't, because you know all your females come from away from you. You know what I mean? You be like, I don't want nobody from around here, because everybody around here knows. So you get from a girl that from a different area, so she come in there with you with the same problem. So now she's sitting there. So she's like, well, now you have a kid, and you tell him, listen, don't go this way, don't go that way. And the kid be like, why? Trust me. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. I don't want you messing with nobody around here. Right? I don't want you messing with no kids. Nothing. Nothing. This man gonna live here for the next 18 years of his life. Right? And you don't want him to interact with nobody. That's what a parent teach and puts in their kid. When they move on a block and they know a block, it has things on it. Right? It starts the minute the kid is born. It was done to me. It was done to a lot of people. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was done to you, Spin. You see what I'm saying? Like, they told you your pops knew who the Fray was. You see what I'm saying? He knew who the person he ain't want his son around. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These are the people that our parents was protecting us from, right? They got it right. Nowadays, that don't exist. They're not curving the kids, right? Because the anti-socialism is not coming in, right? Okay, when you're anti-social, it's because you know what's going on. You keep the kids away, right? But when you keep your kids away from the neighborhood itself, it makes the kid anti-social, right? You put it on him. You gotta let him figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't figure it out and you press it on him, now he's like, damn, Dad, you keep me away from this, right? Because you gotta trust your kid, right? You gotta trust and do the steps that help. Meaning, we talked about before, like if you got kids in the household, man, woman household, eat together, right? Very important. You have to eat together. You don't want to not eat together. I eat with all my family. You know what I mean? Are you a mother? Are you because that's when you're gonna talk the most. You're gonna give information. You're gonna share thoughts. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna tell me what's going on in your day. Tell me what's going on in your day. Tell me messing with you, this and that. I want to know all this because the living room is for movies. We ain't supposed to be talking in there. Every room has a house. Every room in the house has a place. You know what I mean? If you use it, if you use a house the way you're supposed to use it, you'll be good, right? You got the attic, right? I know wifey don't come in the attic too much, right? You ain't gotta tell me that. You ain't gotta tell me that. I know she don't, because she said that's your space, right? Because she gave you your space, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the queen gonna do for you. You see what I'm saying? That's what the queen gonna do for you. Give you your space. Because she know that you need to, like, we don't need, if we in an apartment, you want me the whole time, I might get tired of you. I'm not gonna get tired of you, but we gonna be like, like, look, listen.
Grizzly bear.
listen. Now y'all got the she shed. We done lost our man cave. We losing our rank in the game, G. Like, we not even listening. We not even listening. We losing our rank, G. Like, we don't even have no more man caves. It's she sheds now, G.
Word.
I can show you 4 of them in this area, G.
She shed,
like,
you called it?
Look.
She shed.
Look one right there. Look, see that over there? She
That's
shed.
a commercial.
You see that over there? It's in the corner next to the house. You see it?
I see it.
Right there. Okay? A woman owns that. Right? That's her getaway. If husband don't want to get away, I'm going to get away.
Word. But anyway, Clyde, I wanted to touch on what you said earlier about the antisocial. You know what? My dad was that. When you said it and you just explained it, I was like, damn, I'm thinking about my dad. My dad was exactly that. He didn't want me to do this. He didn't want me to do that. You know, be in before that street light comes on. But in a sense, once I was able to get a little freedom, and I started to do stupid shit. You know, I started sneaking out and stuff like that, and getting myself into trouble. And then, in hindsight, now I see what he was saying. He didn't want me to go down that route, but sometimes it's living in the hood. Everything's in your face. You know what I'm saying? Everything, and you just wanted to explore. You know, when you're a young 15, 14, 15, 16, that's when you start wanting to explore shit and learn different shit. And sometimes you have to go through it to understand it.
And this the reason for school, I believe.
Yes.
Right? I believe school serves the purpose of our social gathering as a kid and what you're going to do socially. You know what I mean? And it gives the parents a break from the kids. School is a dynamic thing to put into the world, right? Because they go there to learn and what you call it, but it also gives everybody time apart.
Right.
But when you go to school, right? When you go to school, I think you learn. Okay, if you're in the hood, you got to walk.
School, it was designed with exactly what you were saying, but somehow school totally changed now.
No, look, that's what I'm saying. So, it's totally different from the school we were to call it, but from the school that our kids are going to now.
I used to live on Clinton Ave and
exactly.
By the Boulevard. Right? I used to walk all the way to number 11, but on the way, if you timed it right, you will end up bumping into another classmate or something like that. They're walking too. Now you would all walk. By the time we get to the school, there are like 5 of us walking together because we all met up with each other, walking to school. They don't walk to school. Well, at least where I live, they don't walk to school. They bus. They stand in the corner and wait for that bus.
How your kid get to school, Red?
I take them to school.
See?
Yeah.
So look, hold up. Listen, watch this. Watch this. That's going to stop at some point.
They do. Early this year, they're going to walk, though.
Okay. I was walking.
Yeah.
By themselves?
I was walking to school by myself probably about 10 years old. Yeah. And catching the bus by myself and everything.
I was walking to school probably at 8 years old.
Yeah, I was about like, but see, like I said, you said, but see, it was different before. We were raised by a village. You see what I'm saying? We had people. The bus driver knew who I was when I got on that bus.
Yep.
He knew me. He knew what stop I get off. I ain't gotta say nothing. I get on the bus, walk to the back. You see what I'm saying? Because or stay right there. I'm gonna get off. He know what to do with me for some reason. You know what I mean? My mother be like, get on the bus. He gonna know what to do with the man with the hat. You know what I mean? So our mothers taught us early how to interact with society different. You see what I'm saying? And I think the village thing really played a part. So if we're going to get back to these females and get back to the males acting the right way, because a male without a male without a household with a father and a mother in the household, I can't account for him. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like we can't really tell you that what kind of a man you're gonna get. You see what I'm saying? So because men always hate their fathers. You see what I'm saying? Because we know we're missing something. You see what I'm saying? It's something we're missing.
That's the void that I mentioned.
Yeah, that's and we know that. So we so angry. But that the woman we with, we tell her the most about how we hate them. You see what I'm saying?
We know that too. Probably before you know that you have a void, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes we know what's, inside, and it's just so hard,
Listen, y'all know us so well, man. Look, I'm telling you. Y'all know us so well, and we just don't be listening. A lot of us.
Just think it be known, from the female aspect that it's okay to make it accepted and to have the male more comfortable with sharing that. That I feel like a lot of men, it's hard for them to share all that.
And they share because the females, you heard the song, Smile, She Gone. Damn, that quick, nigga, y'all get it that fuck. Yo, hold up. You said if she smile, she gone. Huh? I said, boy,
that's so deep.
Boy, they quick.
Everybody go check that out.
Listen, G. Listen. I'm gonna tell you. Listen. So, okay. My pops came from the Colton area. I guess they had to be Colton. They had to code a woman. I guess that thing, right? So he probably tried to put that in me. It probably didn't work. So, but for a female, like seriously, like I'm not even scared to say it. Like my first time, my first female that I really loved, I waited like 9 months. You know what I mean? But she broke my heart, and that hurt, right? Because that hurt because of what I put into it to get it. She made me work harder for it. So it was a harder loss because I worked harder for it. But she made me work for it. Easy loss. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you gotta make the man work for it. We like it better. You know what I mean? Don't give it to us right off rip. They lying when they say they want it. That's the side chick. That's really the side chick. If the side chick hold off for five months and months and months and months and months and months, she ain't the side chick no more. Trust me. The other chick gonna be the side chick. You know what I mean? Because she interested now. You know what I mean? You be like, yo, man, I be with this girl for like 2 years, G. I ain't get nothing out of it yet. And you be like, damn, word, 2 years? Yeah, G, but I like her, though. Shit, I be going on here, this and that. Change his whole mood. And he didn't even know he changed. But when he realized he's changed, the one he with notices quick. What you doing? I'm like, you ain't never wear that cologne before. You be like, I ain't never wear cologne before. What you mean? You know what I mean? You doing things. so you doing things that you know what you call. And I'm telling you, this is real shit. Because these are the dudes. These are the kind of men, right? So I come from that relationship type gene, right? If I'm in a relationship, I'm in one. If I'm out, like if I'm not in a relationship, now you be like, yo, who you going out with? Cloud? Oh, I don't want you going out with Cloud. I ain't got no girl. So I'll be out. You know what I mean? But not to say I'm out to do this. But when you out and about and got no ties, a woman that has a good man don't want that. You don't want your man chilling with some dudes that just,
You're
you know what I
getting
mean?
corrupted.
Yeah, like that's a hard pill to swallow when that's your man's best friend. You see what I'm saying? This is your man's best friend, dude. That nigga taking jet flies, he going here. You like, man, I want to go, yo. I ain't gonna do nothing. I just want to go. Like, but nah, G. So this is where relationships get hurt because there's a lot of millionaires in the world, a lot of black millionaires, and dudes got friends, and they friends got money. So now, before it was harder to get the money. Now, dudes like, man, I got money, so I can't go. You know what I mean? I got money to do this. See, y'all had to work to get the money to go and do this. They can actually do it. Is they wrong? Nah, they're not really wrong. They rocking out, like, you know what I mean? So it's a little faster than us. But if she smiles, she gone. He said, that's the thing. If she can go that quick, and the male knows it's that quick, and you got males following that, and then you're gonna emulate that and put it on a song, and then highlight it, and then females will be like, well, listen, I'm just gonna go get him for what I can get him for. There's a whole song talking about when he broke, I'm gone. Right? There's a whole song dedicated to it. And she's telling him, listen, as soon as your bank going, I'm gone. How can I go in a relationship knowing? So then now, everything that we in, even if I like you, I could have wholeheartedly liked you. Once you said that, like, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, look, true story. My ex-wife, right? I knew her for about 9 months before she knew I was Cloud 9. I didn't want to tell her, right? Because I met her, she didn't know me, and I was happy with that. I'm like, yo, she was like, what's your name? 12. Because that's my name. That's my name before the Cloud 9. So 12. I've been with her for 9 months, chilling, right? We doing everything. We chilling. But then a tour came up, right? I'm like, oh, shit. So now I got to tell her. I know she ain't going to believe me, right? So what's I have to tell her? I said, I'm about to go on tour with Wu-Tang, right? Look. She like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, right? Like, real talk. She didn't, like, know nothing about the clan, nothing about nothing. She swore up and down, I'm lying, G. We get into a big argument. I'm talking about we arguing. We went in the house arguing. I'm like, yo, look. She like, look, you could have just told me you ain't gonna be with me, this and that, this. She going into the whole spill. I said, look, I'm gonna bring you home, right? Because Knife and them coming to the house, right? So when it came up, we're not leaving that night. We're going to get the particulars and finish talking about it. So Knife came to get me in the van. So I'm glad he came in the van, really, but now I don't like him coming to the house in the van. But when he came and got me in the van, she came out, when she saw the van, she looking like, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is that? So we gets in the van, Knife driving the van. Knife look a little bit like RZA, but not like RZA. So she looking like, he do look a little. I'm like, yo, listen, just get in the back, right? So she just finding out I'm Cloud 9 and everything. You know what I mean? I'm talking about within an hour. You know what I mean? So now we in the van, we going. I said, look, I'm gonna call you from the next state. This night, get to the next state. This night, right? Me and her lasted for 16 years, G. You know what I mean? Like, because she didn't expect nothing from me, I expect nothing from her. It was thing. But had I came in different, because I know that's my ex-wife. She loved money, G. You know what I mean? I'm talking about she loved money. If she didn't know anything before that, it'd have been different in our relationship. Because I would have knew that already. And I never probably would have gravitated towards her the way I gravitated towards her and had 3 kids with her. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? It needed to be different how we meet. It's very important, I believe. Don't you believe, Red, how you believe? You know what I mean? Like, what do you believe?
Yeah. Because you try to stop. I mean, honestly, from your experience, my ex, believe it or not, did the same thing. He was an artist. And he actually didn't tell me in the beginning. So it's kind of funny you're telling your story. I was like, I actually did. So, I don't think it was 9 months because, you know, I caught up pretty quick doing what I do, but it just happened to be situations that he was an artist. I didn't know that he was an artist, nothing music, whatever. Until one day I go on YouTube myself and see him like doing this like cover or something with somebody else. And I was like, you do music? And then it just so happens that everybody does what they do. So me personally, I get the reason why, because you don't want to kind of clash, you know, those things together. But I did kind of feel like, you know, he should have told me, you know, right away. Because I feel like that could have changed things. I mean, good or bad, you know, we don't know. But then again, with me knowing, we collaborated, you know, me doing what I do, promotion, marketing, him being an artist, like we just basically, you know, built this thing and just went crazy, you know?
Crazy.
But I definitely understand.
It worked because you both were in the same kind of field or are able to
but it
help
can
each
work
other.
and it can work, you know? I mean, that's where you get the personal versus the business part of it too, you know? So it either it really does or it really doesn't.
That's a big issue where people,
You know?
especially when you're friends and you go into business, where they don't know how to differentiate the business and the friendship part of it. So if you tell them something, let's say you fucked up and they have to talk to you or reprimand you about it, they think you're coming at them as a friend. No, I'm coming at you as my boss. I mean, I'm coming as your boss, so I have to, you know, speak to you about that. Ain't gonna change your friendship, but if you fuck up, you fucked up. But people tend to take that line and cross it and get it fucked up, and this is where sometimes relationships end up, you know, going wrong.
I mean, my whole thing is like, we all want to be honest. Obviously, we meet this person. Let's say we're giving our whole self to this person, right? Because we know this person, we had a friendship with, and, you know, we want to end up getting in a real relationship. This is my thing. Like, when do you become like 100% honest? You know, so it's not that you're trying to hold stuff.
And my aspect, I've been always 100%. So when I met, see, it's kind of weird. My wife is related to my cousin. We're not cousins, but because of different sides of the family. My uncle, which is my dad's brother, is married to, it's her aunt, like a second, something like generation aunt, something like that. So we're in that sense, it was because of marriage, but we weren't related. So I knew her aunt very well. I grew up with her. She grew up, you know, she see me from a child. I was in between work, so I had to go there do a presentation. I was doing Kirby vacuum cleaners. You ever heard of Kirby vacuum cleaners?
Yes, I had one.
So them shit's that expensive.
You got somebody got my mom. She's paying for years for that shit.
Yo, them shit's like almost $2,000 for the shit. And this shit's are heavy, a lot of attachments. But anyway, I had to practice, you know, my presentation. So I went to her house, and that's how she first saw me. She had first came over from Trinidad with her sister to live here. It was the second time actually, but first time meeting, and she was, I guess, had a crush on me or whatever. And then we was hanging out Thanksgiving or something like that. And that's where we got a little, you know, more closer. So we started talking. My situation with her is a little different because she was a foreigner. So I wanted to help her. We was already starting this relationship in a sense, and I offered to help her. But I told her, I'm a man of my word, so if I say something, I'm going to really try my best to do it. You know, I can't say it's a guarantee because there is no such thing as a guarantee. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. There ain't no guarantee. Shit happens. You know what I mean? So I lived up to my word. We got married and whatnot. And I told her, I was like, well, I'm not going to let the relationship, if it doesn't work out, I'm still going to go through with my promise to you, but that's what I promised you. And I said, I'm a man of my word. And 25 years later, and we're still here. we started from the ground up because I wasn't really working. She was, illegal, and she was doing babysitting work at the time. But once we got married, we was able to work together and build something. Like Cloud said, I left everything else. There's a lot of distractions when you're single. I left all that behind. Like, my equipment was stolen, so I wasn't even DJing anymore. Nothing. I had really nothing. No work. I was getting into trouble. I was like the black sheep. So even her parents were very reluctant when they found out that I had offered, for her to get married and to help her out. I'm like, no, don't marry him. He's a troublemaker. Like, I was getting in trouble. I was getting myself into trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that goes to, I like to put it like.
But you knew yourself.
But like I said, we built everything from scratch. So we worked, got an apartment. We waited to have kids. We didn't rush in to have kids. We had dogs instead, and then we had kids. And that's a different story. My son, it's the whole ordeal. Short story is he has retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the eye, and he has one of his eyes removed. And then on top of that, my dad was going through his cancer. So yeah, there was a lot. So we was always, before that, my mother passed away on my son's first birthday. Wow. So yeah, it was a lot. So, wow. But we grew together with all of that, and we went through it, and we stood by each other with that. You know what I mean? She was there. I was there for her when her mother got ill, and then she asked for her parents to come live with us. I said, yeah, no problem. Living in a little small ass railroad apartment, all five of us, and then we had my daughter, King 6.
So like you were saying, right? It starts with the female. That's the whole conversation.
I think I'll be 100 with y'all. I don't think I'll be right here sitting with y'all talking to y'all if it wasn't meeting her. Because who knows what the fuck I would have been doing. I would have got myself into even probably bigger trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But so what do y'all look for in men? What do y'all look for when it comes to, like, okay, when you say, I don't say what do y'all look for. I don't want to say that.
There's two different types, right? Different everything, so.
Yeah, so, no, okay. Let's say you have the man you want, right? You have the man that you believe that you want, right? All the things are there. What's next, right? Y'all in the house. Because a lot of different women want certain things. So maybe we have to find this thing in order to fix that thing. Because we're talking about the females, especially the strong females too. Like the strong females are the ones that keep it pushing and they keep it going for females like yourself to even want to get involved. So we're not discussing it. We're talking about the problem that they're even trying to overcome. You know what I mean? Because it starts with the male, because these are younger kids. You don't care about the Bill Cosby era, right? Because
hey, I grew up on Bill Cosby, buddy.
No,
I'm kidding.
me too.
Yeah, I used to watch that religiously.
Listen, I'm saying, me too, but I'm saying, like, those women.
I mean, personally,
time.
I grew up without a father, so for me, it might be different for other women as far as what I look for, and I think that's what makes me the person that I am too. So
yes, of course, that is a big part.
And this is another part it plays. Like, so you grew up without a father. Was this by?
You had nobody to compare.
Yes, because you have to need as a woman.
I mean, it wasn't my choice; it was his choice, but.
So yeah,
I know.
I was the single mother that's, the spin was talking about, the single mother that had to work and you know, make stuff happen.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, and see, this is where why the fight is for y'all, because y'all are the caretakers of the kid. Y'all the caretakers. The woman is always the front runner. You know what I mean? Period. Because she's the hand that rocks the cradle, and she's the first caretaker of the baby. So she has to be different. You know what I mean? When it comes to motherhood, she has to be different. Okay, whether she wants to be or not, she has to be a different woman. And some women don't change. You know what I mean? They want to stay the same. Like they want to. I'm not knocking a lot of things because like look, I don't know the definition of a good parent. You know what I mean? I don't think nobody does.
Is there one though? Is there?
No, I don't think there's no
There
definition of a
isn't.
good parent.
There is
No,
no.
there's no definition.
There is no
of
definition. There is no book. There's
No.
no online service.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean? Ain't
that
nothing out
kid,
there. I don't care. No
kid,
magazine.
yeah, that kid is gonna love you how he loves you. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, and how you get him to love you. It doesn't matter anything outside of that, right? Anything outside of that. So,
Mhm. Okay. Did we lose Cloud again?
North
Did we
Carolina.
lose Cloud? Cloud. Carolina Cloud. Got that Carolina Wi-Fi. That's what happened.
Yeah. Outdoors, open space.
No, to just iterate what he was saying. See, I came from a different background in a sense. My parents split up when I was young, so I there was nothing. I don't know what was going on. It was just me and my dad. All of a sudden, it became just me and my dad. I didn't know where my mother was really until one day she showed up in front of the building waiting for us. And this I always remember this, and my dad telling my mom, "Oh, you can stay here tonight, but then tomorrow you gotta go." I never really understood it, but when I grew up, without even asking, I never really asked what happened. But as I grew up, I understood why it happened. There were certain things both parties did, and I see they had their habits. And when you cannot change with that person, yeah, you're gonna end up growing apart. That's why I was saying, yeah, people do grow apart.
Yeah.
You know, you can start off as high school sweethearts, but by the time you reach 21, 22, you got a whole different outlook of life after going to college and whatnot. But I was sent to Trinidad to live with my grandparents. So basically, my grandmother became my mother. And then I went to school there for a while. I was there maybe about 3-4 years. Then I came back here. It was just, like I said, it was just me and my dad for a long time. So I had to do everything. I learned how, you had to learn how to cook, how to clean, do laundry. So this is why I said that I'm so self-sufficient, because I lived that single life. And you could attest to that because you said that it was just you and your mom.
Yeah,
right?
real.
So your expectations from your mom came a little more than a normal child who would have two parents, in the house. I didn't have that. And also, I kind of gravitated to the Cosby Show, shows like that, where they had a family. So I kind of got my family structure from that, in the sense. And I also saw my cousin, my uncle, they stayed together for a long time until my aunt passed, and she was peace. But that's why I looked. So I didn't really have one single mother to look at. I had my grandmother, I had my aunts, and my friends' moms. You know what I mean? I call a lot of them my friend, their mother. I call them mom also. Up to now, I still call them. You know, I just called my best friend. He's in Michigan. I called his mother today. Like, she's my son. She called me her son.
Mhm.
So there's another lady at my church that I told her, I said, you know what? You just gained another. I told her one day, I said, you just gained another son.
Oh, yeah.
Because I came very fond of her.
Mhm.
But I have more than one person to say. It's not to say I had just one person. Is he coming back in or what?
Yeah.
No, not yet. So I guess we have some similarities, I guess.
There is.
You don't know.
And I feel like that's what makes you, as a person.
You
That kind of
you
makes
know
us.
what? As an individual, you have to be able to accept change, right? We said that earlier. Um, if you know yourself and you're able to accept change, everything goes smooth. Um, Marriage is a balance. You have to be able to take the good with the bad. You just can't say um, all of a sudden a whole bunch of bad stuff that's happening, unless it's maybe like you getting domestic violence and stuff like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
then I might say, yeah, you should go your separate ways. But
Yeah.
then that's a different issue when a woman is caught up in that too. It's like, you're getting your ass beat, but you're still staying. You gotta, you just get caught up of don't want to be alone. And there's people like that who can't be alone. They have to be with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They always got to be with somebody.
Yep.
I'm not one of them, but
Honestly, that was me in the younger years, because it's like you try to like fill this void, like
but
I'm not
you can't
having
keep that attitude
yeah,
where,
I'm gonna go out of that.
uh, and sometimes they get it from their parents. A lot of times they see how their dad treat their mother. So if you're cursing at your mother, beating up your mother, it's more than likely you're gonna do the same shit. More
Yeah.
than likely, I see my dad beat up my mom because she was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Come home drunk. And then he take out his aggressions on her. So break dishes, all kinds of stuff. But I swore to myself I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest part right there, though. We all see this, but are you gonna change? As
Right, exactly. You have to be able to break
you
that
want to
cycle.
become, just because this is your parents and what you.
Right. If that was the norm before, that don't mean to have to be the norm now.
And I think that's why, even because I'm a single mother with 2 kids, and that's why I feel like with everything I went through, like I want to show my kids differently. Like how society has it now, like we were just talking about. Society kind of has it as everybody,
And
back
for
in the day, like,
themselves.
yeah, like back in the day, like Miss Jones, like you said, told your mother what was going on. And I kind of feel like because we still kind of can't make the kids as hands-on, I believe. I mean, at least I'm not gonna, because
Mm-hmm.
I still want to show them other things. Like these kids don't know survival. They don't know like certain things, that I feel like, would really make.
When you grow up, it was, we had the Boy Scouts and whatnot. I mean, they're still around, but they're not pushed.
Everything is, I call it pay to play. It's like pay to play.
Right. See, that's the thing. Everything
Pay to play.
became so. Um,
That could be music, sports,
See,
anything.
capitalism kind of ruined a lot of stuff also. Because everything became, oh, pay me, pay me, pay me, pay me, instead of being genuinely from the heart teaching these kids, just paying it forward
Like
instead
we
of
speak
just
about off
trying to
air,
get
like
paid all the
I'm
time.
getting
But
work.
it's not their fault because inflation.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it ain't cheap living in Jersey City and where we're from.
It's not.
I mean, when I was looking for a house, I looked at a house around the corner from me. No backyard. There wasn't even an alleyway because all the houses were attached to each other. And they wanted like 600 grand for it.
Mm-hmm.
Only because of the location.
Yep.
It was close to John Square.
Yep. Everything's right there.
Nope. It probably needed a lot of work. Who knows? I didn't even go inside. I just looked at it as a listing. But there's got to be some kind of a change where we put these kids first.
Like that convenience.
I am a big true believer that education should be number one, but it's not. It's last in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, education is number one, basically. You know, here they don't care if you're doing well. They're just gonna pass you anyway. You know, when I went to school in Trinidad, you gotta pass your test. We used to be who got 100, who came first, who came second, and you know, and it was like a proud moment. Like you was excited to see who if you came first. Did you thrive to come first all the time? It became the opposite when I came back here. It's like, oh, you're a nerd because you were doing well in school.
Yeah.
Because I'm smart, or I was able to retain that information better than you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever circumstances why they can't, but it just felt like you got degraded and picked on because if you did well in school. And I didn't. For the life of me, I never understood that.
True.
I still don't. I understand why they choose to cut education budget before they cut military or something else budget. Education is always the first one to go get cut.
Knowledge is power. That's
why. And they want to suppress you in a sense too.
Mm-hmm. They do.
You know, but that's a different day, different story. I think we're almost out of time. We got like about 3.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So this was a very informative conversation.
Yeah,
cool.
we definitely needed this, and you know it's gonna be ongoing. It doesn't end here.
It's up to us now to take that baton and keep that marathon going with it. You know, we have to just step up and do our job as parents. Mm-hmm. It ain't the teacher's job to parent your kid.
Yeah, we gotta teach.
You know, we have to parent, and if you're gonna have a kid, you gotta learn how. Like, there's no handbook to say, but you gotta be able to get into that parent mode now. You're not still a single in a sense. You can't be acting like you don't have a responsibility. You know, and that's part of the problem too with these young kids having kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't taught from their kids because either their mother wasn't there enough to teach them some of the stuff because she had to work, you come from a broken home, or both parents are working, and by the time they come home, they're tired. You know, it becomes stressful in a sense. But there's no right or wrong answer either.
There's not.
There isn't. So that's about it. It's my time. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all tuned in, catching the replay, thank y'all. Check us next week again for another episode of Blend-Ologies Show. Me and Cloud will play the beats, and she plays the acapella.
Yes.
So, any last words?
No, just tune in next Monday.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure who's our guest, but we'll be working on it.
4 p.m.
Yes, 4 p.m. Sorry for the technical difficulties today. Appreciate what you are tuning in. Catch us next week.
Share this topic.
Make sure you're tuning into Benny Q today and DJ Pumpkin tonight on the station, BlackChamberMusicRadio.net. You can get an app for my Apple users. Tomorrow is DJ Kruger. Wednesday is reggae night with DJ Butter L. Then we got Latin night with DJ Flow Cuts and Soca night with DJ Trini Boy. Closing out the week is my man Johnny 5000 with the classics and whatnot. So if you want to be a DJ on our station, just holler at us, BlackChamberMusicRadio@gmail. Let me know, and I'll send you all information. We're opening up some more slots, hopefully for the 12 o'clock. Hold on, I just lost you. For the 12 o'clock hour, we're trying to do an old school to noon and have a different DJ there. So I got some new DJs joining the roster pretty soon. So check us out. Keep checking us out. Shout out to the Ryan Show. Shout out to Lost in Translation. Shout out to Cheryl C. Shout out to the Plugged In Radio on Sundays now. Shout out to Side B. I forgot Side B.
You already know. Can't forget Side
B. Shout out Side B. Sorry about that. You get the best one. You get the last one.
Yes, best the best one. Side B. You already know.
So catch y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.